Hey guys, welcome to the garage. My name is Mark Builds, and today we're gonna make a finger joint box. This box will be used for desk organization by my wife. She's been asking for something and looking for stuff, so I figured I'd try and make it. I just started doing finger joints. You can see I've made a little router jig. I do not have a table saw, but this was my first successful go. It's not quite square, but it's pretty good. You can see I had a few test pieces before this, a lot of test pieces. But yeah, so I bought some nice thin poplar that I think will work for this build. I cut off a couple pieces. This will be my test box at this thickness because I'm gonna use a 1/4 inch router bit rather than, I think this was a 1/2 inch I was using before. So hopefully the 1/4 will look good and this box will come together nicely. So I'm gonna make the new template jig thing for the thinner wood, and then we'll start making this test box. I found this old skateboard in next to the dumpster in my old apartment. It did have trucks at the time. I was like, oh, skateboard, that's cool. And then I tried to ride it and it was junk, which is probably why it was there. So I tore it all apart, saved the bearings, and saved this wood. I think it'll do nicely here. I'm gonna cut the tail off of it, and then we'll use this as our little jig piece. I'll cut it down to length. Should work nice. It's nice and straight, thin plywood. Not being used for anything else. That should work pretty nice. We'll be able to clamp that tight. It's nice and level. All right, let me put the right router bit in. All right guys, this is test piece number 1. I really hate working from the floor, but you know, it's too high on the workbench. So it is what it is, you know. Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's awesome. It's a little proud, but it's a pain to adjust the router, so it's staying that way. All right, I'm gonna make a full box now. Promise I'll clean after this. So I've already got one fit up. So let's go ahead and get that one all the way together. There we go. Pretty close. All right, so I did make one mistake here. Not too hard to see. I forgot to flip one of them around. So I caused that tail there. I think it's okay, but we'll find out in a bit. The joints are just a little tight, I think. It's coming. Just a little bit more tapping. Tap, tap, tap. You know what? If I hadn't done that one wrong, I bet this would be together now. Oh well. take it apart and glue it. That's awesome. All right, I gave the inside a quick sand so that it's all good. Now we're just gonna glue it up. All right, hopefully I'm not jumping around too much. This is a real rough sketch just so I can get some dimensions of what my plan is. So it's gonna be 8 inches wide, 5.5 inches tall, which is the height of my stock, and then 4.5 inches wide. So that'll give me an inch, and then like 2 inches for the front pockets. So that should be perfect. I'm already at the limits of my table, so I guess I hadn't considered that as a problem, but I'm gonna cut the pins, the tails, I don't know which one, but I'm gonna cut the things on the long sides, and then I'll cut out the short sides. We'll make sure we like the length and go from there. Sorry I'm jumping around. Happy with how that thing's turned out. I'll put a bottom on it, sand it, and finish it once the glue's dry, but I feel like getting started on the rest of it. So that's the plan. I cleaned up. I couldn't work in that environment. Took a little break from the project, had a nice long weekend, but here I am back at it again. I left off on kind of a low note last week. So I finished both the side pieces, so I thought. As you can see here, I messed up a little bit. One of those is supposed to be the tails and one's supposed to be the pins. I think that's what the nomenclature is. But yeah, I made them the same. So they don't exactly go together. Oh well. Gonna redo it right now. Let's get started. Also, glued in a bottom to this, so just gotta sand it. You can see it's not perfect. Oh, I bought a new lens. Let me break that out, 1 second. All right, you guys are now at ×10. Oh, that's awesome. Sweet, now you can see all my mistakes in great magnification, and it actually is focused. Good purchase, huh? Ooh, looks a little weird though. I promise those are straight. Anyway, so you can see, I believe what was happening is when I slid this sled forward, what you have to do is hold lower and push lower. When I was doing that box, I was pushing up here and it would jerk every once in a while. So I think some of these things kind of got out of alignment. So this didn't go together perfectly at 90 degrees. Then, I don't know if you can see right there, but this one here, I may or may not have done the exact same issue I did here, where I didn't switch the sides. I did pins with pins, so it worked out all right on this one. I was able to just move it up just due to the width of the material, but it might have thrown square off a little bit or something. It just might have screwed it up a little bit. But anyway, I think it came out really good for a first try. You know, little imperfections on first tries are perfectly fine with me. Hopefully this one goes together a little smoother. So we kick that one out. Yeah, I'll just sand this down. I'm doing 2 projects in one, you know, whatever. This will be my test dummy, but I'm still working on this one as I go. So I'll sand this one down eventually, stain it, and we'll hopefully have a pretty box. I'm not gonna do a cover. But yeah, I hope you guys like the magnification. It's pretty cool. I think that'll help the projects out a little bit. Fun stuff, upgrading my gear. All right, let me cut the tails, not the pins, the tails into these so that we have the opposites and they actually fit together. Took a couple tries, but got 2 of them. I kept cutting an extra one here before I realized I should have stopped, so whatever. I figured out my mistake. So that'll go there, and then this will obviously go in the back. All right, let me set you up on a tripod and I'll start putting this together. All right, that's the basic box concept complete. Now we're gonna do a little detail work. The main detail here will be this. We'll cut a 45 here, probably as big as we can, like from the start here up, and then we'll put in shelf here. I guess not a shelf, but like a divider. So a divider here, a divider here, and then 2 dividers on the front one. So there will be 3 compartments, a big compartment, big compartment. I did check. It's all pretty square. So that's awesome. Yeah, whatever. It's hard to do, but it's all square. I promise. I wouldn't lie to you. Quick update, it's glued up and somewhat clamped. I used what clamps I had, so it'll do. The joints came together really tight. I did end up clamping them together just a little bit, trying really hard not to put too much force on it. One of my early boxes did crack when I clamped it, so we'll come back to this tomorrow. I'm gonna go get some dinner. I also cut the 45s. I'll show you more of that later when I start assembling the inside. It's not perfect, it's got some gaps, but I am very happy with how that turned out. I'm excited to sand it down and see what it looks like once those are all flush. I think first though, I'm gonna cut all the inside bits. Kind of wish I had sanded the inside before I glued this, but whatever. And that's the last piece glued up. You see I still got these supports in just to help hold this. They're all glued in. It's looking really good. It's coming together quick. I'm so hyped about this. I feel weird saying that. That's not a word I use much. Anyway, super excited. As you can see, I've left all this proud, so I'll be planing this or sanding it back. Obviously still got to sand all the outside, but the inside's together. That's a fun one. Man, planing this stuff after planing. Planing this stuff after planing pine is night and day. This is amazing. I thought, I wasn't that great at setting these up. It looks like I did all right. Just pine sucks, This is what it is. All right, I'm gonna try and show you some of the mistake areas. So looking back, this would have been a great opportunity to rub in some sawdust. That's a wood defect, but there is a gap there. There's some gaps there, a little bit of gap there. That's a bad one. That's a really bad one's there. Okay, so what did I learn? I learned obviously that the stock isn't straight, and that affects this way more than I kind of expected. So what I think happened here is when I glued it, it didn't hold it quite as well. Maybe I should have clamped better. But I think it also had to do with when I was making the actual joint, is it was curved. So it didn't go together. Because of the curve, the joint didn't actually cut right. And so it's curved in, and that's just how that worked because the joint was so tight and I wasn't able to clamp it right. But overall, I think this thing looks fantastic and it's ready for paint and use. Both these boxes came out really good. I think you can see the one in the background, and then this one I just stained with that same early American I've been using on this desk and other places. Very, very happy with this. This box was really my first test box, and I think it came out great. So, love when test pieces look good. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but putting it on display somewhere, I like it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me learn how to do these finger joints. It was a lot of fun for me. Feel free to leave a comment below if you see something I can improve, because man, I saw a lot of things I could improve, but I always miss stuff. So thank you for joining. Hope you guys have a great day.